Hi, welcome to Hold the Light, a show for lifelong learners who are curious about the ways we can deepen our connection to our personal and spiritual growth. I'm Lori Gunning-Grossman. I'm here to hold the light for the light holders of the world. Today, in this solo episode, I want to talk about courage over comfort, as well as the idea of how we often think we know what is best for others. So recently I attended an event that featured an author who was talking about her book. We all sat in a circle, and as we waited, she went around and signed copies for each of our books. When she came to me, she said, "What would you like for me to write in it?" And I was like, oh, because I hadn't thought of anything. I thought it might just be like a to Lori, best, sign the author. So a thought came to me in the moment, and because the topic of the book was essentially about speaking up for ourselves, I said, how about writing courage over comfort? You know, like, to Lori, courage over comfort, sign the author. So I said that because it's something that I've been thinking a lot about this past year. And I even kicked off this entire podcast with my very first episode titled, How 20 Seconds of Courage Can Transform Your Life. And that was taken, How 20 Seconds of Courage Can Transform You, from the movie We Bought a Zoo. And it's where Matt Damon plays this character named Benjamin Mee, and he's talking to his children about 20 seconds of courage. Like that's just what you need to start something, you know, to get yourself in action, to take that first step, you know, to pick up the phone and call somebody, or press publish on something you're writing, or to get on the dance floor and dance, or to share something that's on your heart with someone. Anything, just 20 seconds of courage. And I've always loved that idea. So anyway, after I suggested this to her, she basically said no. She didn't like it. She didn't like that kind of statement or how women use it. She decided to write something different to me. She wrote, and I've got it right here, she wrote, "Lori, remember to come home to yourself." Okay, so while that sounds beautiful, remember to come home to yourself, I mean, of course, right? In the moment, I admit I was a little taken aback. And admittedly, I was even a little embarrassed that she didn't like my suggestion, or that maybe my suggestion was wrong. Like, was it wrong for me to like that statement? So I didn't say anything. And she wrote what she wanted to write and handed the book back to me, and I took it. The irony was not lost on me that her book, it's about negotiating and stating what you want for yourself. In that moment, I didn't do that. And why, you might ask? Well, I think that's for another podcast. Let's just say I'm a continuous work in progress when it comes to stating how I'm feeling right in a moment. But the more I thought about it, I realized, oh, that statement, courage over comfort, that's a trigger for her. That statement to choose courage over comfort just simply means something different for her than it means to me. As a matter of fact, while she was talking to the group, as we were all there together, she told a story about learning how to play golf. And she was saying that when she was first learning how to play golf, she spent a lot of time on the driving range, just hitting the balls. But she realized at some point that in order to grow, she had to hit the links. She had to get out on the golf course and get in the game. And that's what she did. And that's how she improved. And I thought to myself, oh my God, this is a perfect example of what I mean when I think of choosing courage over comfort, at least how I see it. So the question remains, why did this author, whom I had just met, think she knew what was best for me? In one of my recent Substack newsletters, I wrote about this, and I started with this quote from the book Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. I'm going to read it to you right now. It says, "Others cannot understand the vibrational content of your desires, and they cannot understand the vibrational content of who you are, so they are not in any way equipped to guide you. Even when they have the best intentions and want your absolute well-being, they do not know. And even though many of them attempt to be unselfish, it's never possible for them to separate their desire for you from their own desire for themselves. Hey guys, just a quick break to let you know that I'm offering free meditations and affirmations on my website. Simply go to holdthelightcollective.com/free-meditations. There you can download audio tracks such as my Illuminate Your Light meditation or Deep Breathing for Peace. You'll also have access to my I Am Affirmations customizable tool, where you can create your own audio track, choosing from over 250 words, such as I am light, I am fearless, or I am loved. Use the promo code FREE. Visit holdthelightcollective.com/free-meditations. In my newsletter, I wrote about the separation that inevitably happens between parents and children as our children grow up and become autonomous. This is something I'm going through right now as my 18-year-old son will be heading off to college in the fall. And this separation can potentially feel a little sticky because for so long, we are the ones that show our children how to move through life based on what we think is best. Right? We teach them our ways. But then as our children get older, there comes a realization that we might not always know what's best. Think about it. How many times have you told your child what you think they should do, or how they should be, or act, or feel, or say, or dress, right? Because you feel like you know what's best. Trust me, I know. Ideally, it's done with the best intentions and with love. What ends up happening, though, especially if you have a child who is a people pleaser by nature, is that it sets up a pattern of that child not knowing who they are. When we believe that others know what's best for us, we get so far away from our internal guidance system that we create a dynamic that we don't even know how to trust ourselves or trust our intuition for decisions, large and small. Small like a decision of what to ask an author to write in your book, for example. And so I ask, who are we to think that we don't know what's best for ourselves? And who are we to think that we know what's best for someone else? We're not living each other's lives. We're not living within each other's internal guidance system. So that author, I do believe she thought she was doing me a service and being helpful by suggesting something else to write in my book. And in retrospect, though, I wish I had actually chosen courage over comfort to say to her in that moment, no, but thank you for your suggestion. You asked me what I would like for you to write in my book, so I prefer what I said. And we can advocate for ourselves with kindness and compassion. So maybe you're at a moment in your life when you want to choose courage over comfort. Maybe you want to make a decision based on what feels right according to your own internal guidance system. It might not be what someone else would do, and that's okay. We are ever-changing beings. So what's right for me right now might not be right for you, and vice versa. Again, that's okay. Let's give each other space to take up our own unique space in this world. Thank you for listening. If you have any comments or questions, DM me on Instagram at lori.gunning.grossman. I would love to hear from you. And you can also learn more at holdthelightcollective.com. Thank you for listening to Hold the Light. For more information about this episode and the topics discussed, visit our show notes or find more at holdthelightcollective.com or on Instagram at holdthelightcollective. This podcast is produced by me, Lori Gunning-Grossman. Jonathan Grossman is our co-producer and all-around sound guru. He also wrote the original music. This podcast is recorded and mixed at Night Shift Audio in Los Angeles, California. Finally, if you like the show, please rate, review, and share it with a friend. Let's share the light with each other.